Hello and welcome back to Bits and Bobs. Now, a different type of video today. In here, we've got someone's sort of whole life of coin collecting other than the coins. So there's a coin collection I bought recently, and with the coins, had all the storage of the coins and then like a scrapbook and all of this of someone's coin collection. So this video will be a bit hard to film because I might have to blur some things here and there because there's addresses and details and literally screenshots of emails and so on and so forth. But it is a collector's life in collecting. And I've read through all of these, not everything, but most of it I had a look through. It's fascinating stuff. And I thought, you know what, this would be a good video to showcase some of this old stuff. So, you've got articles here of the Sovereign this is, I think, a newspaper clippings article. So here we go. I mean, things like this. Although it is more than 20 years since the silver threepence disappeared from the general circulation, the vast numbers of the tiny coins are hoarded away in the possessions of people who would not otherwise call themselves coin collectors. Current prices being paid for extremely fine ones, all just good stuff. And I don't know, I mean, like, this would take hours to showcase and read through everything. We're going to pick up on the interesting things, like prices are always interesting, past prices. There we have past prices of the mint mark pennies. So we've got our 1919 KN penny, £1.25, and then only £85 and extremely fine. I think it's, what is it now, like £1,000 and extremely fine. So I don't know when these are dated from. This collector collected from the 70s up until 2008 or 2009 or so is how far these records go. And then this collection ended up being, look, here we go, 1971. And then the collection ended up being sold and all of his coin stuff, coming with it. So I think it's fascinating. Sort of similar in a way to this YouTube channel. Obviously, it's not a physical thing, but all my old past videos, everything that's been done, similar to this. Here's some more prices. I'll get to the other stuff now. We'll come back maybe to the newspaper clippings. Oh, here we go. Sovereigns. Oh, £15 for a sovereign. £14 for a sovereign. Goodness me. If only £14 for a sovereign, I'm sure we'd all have very many. Oh, it's fascinating. I'll come back to the book. What we'll have to do is have to go to some novice coin collector and say, look, this, proof. Here we go, coin catalogue. Sovereigns are worth 14. I'll pay you that. No, of course not. That would be a bit naughty, but tempting, of course. Right, so we've got a jersey thing here. And some of these things are just sort of some of the bump from coin books, or coin purchases, sorry. Coin market value. When's this book from? 1991. So they'll be a bit higher. Got the adverts. We've got some of his personal notes. So I find it very interesting. So George III, 1790, half guinea, £30 to 350 again. Half guineas for 30 quid. It's good stuff. And I think, although inflation happened, I think coins were actually cheaper back then. So this collector back in the 70s, 80s, 90s was probably getting, maybe I would imagine, better value. I don't know. Who knows? I wasn't around in the 80s. I don't know how much £30 stretched or whatever that was. Here we got some price guides though. Great stuff. £25 for £25 for a quarter guinea or third guinea. I love guineas. As a side note, I need to guinea up. Terrible joke there. But I've only got a quarter guinea or a third. No, I've got one quarter guinea for myself. I need to get some more guineas. Here's another note. 1890 Jubilee head sixpence, £1 to £25. I don't know if these are ones that he wants. He's put notes in the book that his wish list or things like this. But we've got our old bronze pennies here. I'm probably going to do it in advance. I apologise. Terrible job at filming. I'll make sure my face is small, so not covering this corner. And I'll try and I've raised the camera up, so we'll try and get most of the stuff in. But yeah, all the penny guides, and of course the problem with coin books like this, as we've seen, the prices change. Of course, there's not much information in these books, so none of the information has changed in terms of mintages. Yes. What have we got here? Page 83, penny, 1734. Prices on it. It's just his entire notes, which I think is fascinating. And now, some of you might be bored. Half of you that clicked the video are probably already gone. But I think it's fascinating. So I'm not going to rush the video. I want to stay here. I've looked through it before. I'm looking through it again. And if you're interested, then stay with me. Right, we've got a newspaper article here. Mint strikes a deal to sell new cheap. This is history. Look at that. the £2 coin. The Royal Mint has entered a commercial relationship with. So these are, yes, legal tender. The first decimal £2 coins, which we all know now historically. This is dated 1986. So this guy was collecting, as we've seen with like the new King Charles coins. I was collecting when this happened. This would be an interesting thing, and rather than seeing it on a YouTube channel or whatever, it would have been cut out from the newspaper to keep and cherish the historical coin moment. We've got a coin book collecting coins. What's this? What date is this? 21st October 1980. Looks like a library book, maybe. I won't go through this one because it's going to be more, sort of the same. I'm more interested in sort of his notes and some of that and some of the old historic articles. But yeah, good book actually here. I'm going to read this for sure. 2,000 years of British coins. And this has actually got information in, which doesn't change, like I say, in good history to note down. Yeah, just everything's in here. Look at this. It's gonna be windy, so I'm gonna try. I'm outside to get good lighting and all this, so I'm gonna try not to get things blowing away. This is where I'll have to blur things. Hold on. Right, I've covered things up because there's information of emails and people's names and stuff. But look, if you'd like to bring your coins in, we'd love to have a look at them, make an offer. He's printed off all of his stuff, and there's a list. I think we can get to a list. Yes, special delivery. Oh, here we go. Postage costs. There we go. I'm sure much cheaper than today. Oh, there we go. There's a date. This one's from 2006. So a long-time collector, as I plan to be. Hopefully, with the channel and with collecting, I'll have many decades of history to look back. Oh, screen will have gone blurry there. There's someone's phone number, someone's name. Oh, look at that. I'm not going to show you. I can read it out. There's a meetups. He's organising meetups. He's got written down people's phone numbers in the business to go and visit and deal with. All good stuff. And of course, it is interesting. New Zealand coins here. That the coin market was, of course, very different, as many of you may remember. I mean, the 80s and 90s wasn't that long ago, really. But of course, now there's a lot of internet stuff. We just send across our internet details and buy it all online and all that. Another coin book here. Again, good read. Gold coinage entries by Edward III in 1344. And that smells very, the old bookshop smell. That's lovely smell. Right, newspaper here. Record price for a penny broken again. What is it? 10,500 paid by someone at Baldwin's for a King of Mercia. Oh no, sorry, that was the previous one. Previously the highest price. Oh no, sorry. Previously, so we had an Eric Bloodaxe penny making 9,200, and then over 10,000 for this King of Mercia. There we go. That was in 1977, and I'm sure in the last 50 years, I know there's been pennies that are sold for much more. Here we go. The annual proof set. I'm very pleased, therefore, to give you. These are sort of like, that's Spink, Dear Collector from 1984. Often, like I say, a lot of this stuff will be emails now. You get your emails from these companies saying new release, new offering, 20% off this and so on. Off you got a bird book with, oh, look at that. So here's a collection, what do you call it? Catalogue, I'd imagine. Book 3, so he's noted down where his coins are. Got more things. Coins book 1 from 1972. And I like this because this is like, I sound so young and modern now because I've got mine on a spreadsheet online on my phone. But this is what I mean by that is it's like the passion. I've got my spreadsheet. I look around, finding the dates, ticking off, collecting, all good fun. And this is the same thing from the 70s. There we go. He looked like a collector of all coins, or at least Commonwealth coins, I see. Well, that's quite new. It's quite new. Is that when's this? London Mint Office, one of these. Looks a bit more modern. Does it have a year? Come on. Well, when oh yeah, look at that. 2017. Maybe he was collecting for longer than thought. Or maybe, who knows what happened. This could have been sent to the same postal address to the family if he was still on a subscription to some place. Yeah, and I don't know anything about this person. I reference him as he, Maybe it was a she. I've got no name. Actually, I did have a name, but that might have been to one of the... I don't know if it was him or just someone else. I said him again. I'm assuming it's a him, though. But yeah, again, historic coinage double. The all-new 20p coin from places. What's that one? Again, 82 there. More spink letters. Oh, things that the wind's picking. Oh, goodness me. Maybe it was a bad idea to do a newspaper clippings video outside on a windy day. Got the CV Coin and Medal Bulletin. There we go. Ooh, another interesting. What's this? Yeah, just bulletins and stuff. We've got this book here. Big one. How long are we going? Only 11 minutes. So I'm having a good fun. So I don't think this will be too long of a video. Even if it was, I think there's the people that are still watching now will be the ones that watch to the end and enjoy it. There's no coins in this video. There's just books, but still good, interesting stuff. So this is a catalogue. Dolphin coins. I mean, I don't mind advertising. I'm not really advertising them. I'm just showing the companies. I think that's fine. I've never heard of dolphin coins. Whether they still exist or not is for us to research. But yeah, new issues. Of course, these are not new anymore. Look, there we go. Quite funny. New coin issues. That Queen Mother £5 coin. The first £5 coin. And again, history in the pages. The first ever £5 coin, which we all know £5 coins now. I mean, I've got some off to the side there. I collect them. Many of us collect the new £5 coin bunk packs. But there we go. All foreign coins and British coins in there. New Zealand coin set, little leaflet. Don't know where the set is. Like I say, there was this collection. There was coins with it. I didn't really buy many. I bought a few of the coins with it. He also had coin cabinets and so on. And yeah, I bought the paper, not the coinage. Here we go. English coinage. Now this is quite cool. This looks handmade almost. Or no, Lloyd's Bank maybe. As I say, it looks kind of like a stuck together thingy. But again, I hope most of this is in frame. Good history here. The story we know so well. British heritage told through coins. One of the reasons I love it. All the history we know. The milled coins, the Cromwellian coins, the Restoration coins, copper coins coming in, Queen Anne, Vigo coinage, times evolving, George III and the British Empire with Victoria, and then our modern times there with King George VI and on to Her Majesty the Queen. Oh, and look at that. Royal Mint Lantrisant. Does this say when it was from? 69. So yeah, Lantrisant, brand new stuff. Here, factory at Lantrisant was brand new. Another thingy. Yeah, another little newspaper clipping there. Better tuck that in somewhere so it doesn't blow away. What we got? That will be. I'll have to open up the side. Yes, and oh no! Hey, look at that. That's fun. Coin quiz that he's been doing. I guess it was him. Which side of the coin is the obverse? Head. Yes. What is the mint mark? Unanswered there. That's a bit of a general question. What is billion? Was it 0.400? Any coin less than, low percentage, and so on and so forth. You can quiz yourself there. Vigo crowns. Which pilgrim's badge appears on whose coins in which Edward's reign? I don't know that. Can I read his handwriting to find out? Scallop shell in Edward III. There we go. And I guess, if one's been collecting from the 70s up to the 2000 and somethings, then you learn a lot, don't you? Right, let's try and get a few more bits out here. Ooh, we've got a little badge. Money. Fair of money, is that in a different country? More spink receipts. Falkland Island stuff. The Royal Wedding Crowns leaflet. There we go. Isle of Man stuff. Not stuff that I know as much about. Oh, that's going to have to be blurred. We've got an address there. But yes, that's an invoice for something he bought with the address on it. What have we got? Cool. Silver-proof coins there. Yeah, I won't give out where all the address and everything. It's interesting to. It's South England. All his stuff is. South of England based collector. And again, there's the obvious thing of potentially. There you go, Royal Mint thing. Did he sell his collection, or was it sold on his behalf if he was no longer around, kind of thing? A sad truth of such business. Yeah, but who knows? And I think other than there's sadness involved, obviously, if he did pass on, and this is his sort of legacy of the collection, but also it is fascinating to appreciate these things and showcase continuously, not continuously, but continue to showcase the older days of coin collecting. That's not coin related, that's Factories Act. There we go. Maybe he worked in a factory. We've got the Pobjoy. I recognise that coin, actually. Was that, yeah, the first currency issue to portray a British sovereign and a US president together on one coin. There we are. What's this? See how they soar. Figures show the dramatic appreciation of Isle of Man issues. Half sovereign at £16. Well, here's some marketing. I will give you a tip. If you had bought Isle of Man half sovereigns at £16, you've done quite well with appreciation. Or any half sovereigns, really. Because when was that? That was 1976. So yes, that has been a good run. Oh, more blurring of the screen there. I'll fold this slightly over. They've done it again. Yes, the government. He's getting letters again. That would be a sort of email. Oh, here we go. Look at this. New coin release. I have debited your account £2.45, including postage. So whatever coin that was, wasn't very expensive. We got here the Conservation Coin Collection. I'm not sure what that is. Interesting stuff. Looks to be some sort of Asian coin stuff there. Coin Market Book again. Coins Market Values. What's this one from? £1.20. 1979 prices. There we go. If you have a look at a few prices, still, hundreds of pounds, £750 in the 70s, big money for some stuff. As still, of course, now you'd have thousands and thousands of pounds for some things. Arbitrary look at sovereigns, some sovereigns at £50 there. Then we just got things like, your shillings, Queen Anne, Vigo shilling there, £12 in the low grade, 130 higher. So yeah, cool stuff. What does it even give prices for the old 50% silver? Yeah, look at that. It doesn't price them because they're a bit, well, yeah, 50% silver was not worth a lot. Shillings, Edward VII, 40p. You're looking at, the spot, I look for 20p for 50%, and that's even in not the lowest grade condition. So yeah, of course, a lot of these coins now, they're still not worth tremendous monetary value for the coin, as it says, the lower value ones. But this star is now replaced by actually like £3 almost of silver price getting there, because silver has gone up. Hammered coins, James I. This is like some of the Irish stuff. A good price guide there. Again, very detailed, very encompassing, but not very useful now, as the price, as soon as you print a book like that, it's out of date because things change. There he is, the legend himself, Lord Nelson, Lord Admiral Horatio Viscount Nelson. This is a book or a little pamphlet about, was that Gibraltar? Legal tender stuff. Legal tender coin. They, I mean, people have different opinions. A lot of this Isle of Man, not necessarily Isle of Man, it's a bit better, but some of these places like Tristan da Cunha and all this, where they are legal tender, but who's flying out to Tristan da Cunha, a small tiny island, to spend their gold-proof thingy? But it makes it a coin if it's legal tender, is the point, that they do all that. Anyway, there we go. That's a big look through there. What are we on? 20 minutes. Not too bad. I've enjoyed every minute of it. Hopefully you have as well. A fascinating insight into the sort of extras that go with the coin collection. Like I've got some coin books. Obviously, I haven't got any newspaper clippings. I don't really read the newspaper, but I haven't ever seen. No, that's wrong. That's me wrong. I don't read newspapers. I again haven't really clipped out newspaper cuttings, but I've seen articles on like the BBC when the coins come out and so on. So yeah, coins are still in the general news, which is good, and you get a bit less physical stuff. Actually, I've thought about that. I get emails. Oh goodness, you get your emails now from these places saying things are releasing. But there we go. Anyway, I have rambled on. I have managed to somehow provide audio for 21 minutes throughout all this. So hopefully that's been okay, and I haven't just been rambling endlessly. Let's find one more interesting newspaper clipping to finish off on. Their gold has turned to lead. One of the investment crazes of the 60s was buying gold medals and medallions. Unfortunately, these supposed investments turned out to be a petty, rotten buy. The medals cost anything from £20 for a single medal to hundreds of pounds for a set. Collectors bought them, and now no one is wanting them. Yes, of course, buying gold in the 60s was a bad investment. Was it? Let's find one more. Right. I was about to end the video there, and I've just carried back on again. But never mind. Here we are. 1658 sixpence. An Oliver Cromwell sixpence, designed by Thomas Simon and struck in 1658, the year of Cromwell's death, is expected to fetch more than £7,000 when auctioned in Spink, London, on June the 4th. That was in 1980. £7,000 in 1980. Big money, as still Cromwell coins are. So a good, I think coins have held their value. This is sort of showing they're worth a lot of money, respectively now, and they respectively then, and things still are now. Got the new £50 note. One more little doodly-dee. Plain pence, the new pence of Britain's decimal currency, named that way to avoid confusion with the old coins, are soon to become plain pence. As soon as the legislation can be put through, the government announced yesterday. That was from 1980, would have been 82 probably, and then it happened in 83, I think, or but yeah, again, that's sort of ancient history to us. We all know the new pence and now then the normal pence, but here it is as it happened in the news. And yeah, one more. What's this? Charles I crown, English silver coins. Is that the prices? There we go. I'd say it's continued upwards as well. Good stuff. Right, I've got a bit of tidying up to do now with all this. Back in the bag. Back in the final piece of nostalgia. Back in the Woolworths bag. There we are. Which is history in itself. Weigh that down with a box full of silver coins. There we go. Here we are. Real coins. Observe. You did get to see some real coins in this video. Anyway, I must stop rambling now. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed. I found it fascinating. Please subscribe and leave a like if you did enjoy. One way around. Subscribe, leave a like. I've talked too long. I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.